So in my previous work experience, I've had a number of different roles. I started off in the world of hospitality. I worked in restaurants and I ended up being the training manager for a large organisation, UK-wide, which meant a huge amount of travel. I then from there moved into training and HR for the probation service. I left there around 9 years ago now. The probation service was being privatised. At the time that I left, I was the strategic lead for HR for the Cheshire Probation Service. I was able to take redundancy. In terms of bringing skills into Pink Spaghetti, I think I was quite fortunate with my background. At my last place of work, with the probation service, they used to call me Can-Do Collins, so I'm a problem solver. So I would regularly get really random jobs to do, not necessarily something that you would expect a HR lead to be doing. So firstly, I'd guess my first tip would definitely be don't worry about employing a team. Do it sooner rather than later. I think the wonderful thing now as Pink Spaghetti grows and develops further is that franchisees are bringing their teams on a lot earlier. Obviously, because the model is so tried and tested, it really, really works. My other top tip would be don't limit yourself in any way, shape or form. Go out there, explore, even in terms of networking, different types of businesses, informal networking. Once you're happy and you know your capabilities, you can talk to literally anybody about your business, whether you're on a social night out or wherever you go, whether it's formal networking. But there is always, generally, if you want to grow your business, you can work for most people, depending on, it doesn't matter what their business type is or what their role is in the business. You can normally find something that's there on their to-do list that you could use, develop and grow your own business. I am Pink through and through. You might have guessed that. I absolutely adore having the business. 8 years in, it's made a massive difference to both me and my family. The children, who are now 14 and 12, they've since they've been in primary school, they've had somebody there to pick them up, drop them off at the end of the day. All of their sports, everything that they've wanted to do, they've been able to do. And I mean literally anything and everything that they've wanted to do. I've met huge amounts of people out networking, and I really, really champion small businesses and independent businesses. I've met so many great business owners, and I use them all of the time to make sure that my life is running on track. If I was asked to reflect back and think about one piece of advice that I would have given myself when I started, it might have been just to be a little bit more patient. I can remember when I started my Pink Spaghetti franchise journey, I used to get quite frustrated. People would say, we need your help, we need the 25th hour in the day. And then they wouldn't send me any work for ages. So I would phone in to HQ, I'd have a chat to Caroline, and she would tell me not to worry because that work would come. I wish I would have believed that a little bit more. I should have had more faith back in the day, and I would have taken a few more days off because as the business has developed, it's got very, very busy. And these days, if somebody takes a little while to come back to me, sometimes I count it as a blessing rather than rather than hanging on and waiting for them to come to me. So I guess my advice to myself would have been have a bit more faith, a bit more belief. And what I do really enjoy seeing now is when Pink Spaghetti franchisees start, the systems and the processes that are in place now, I think really, really kickstart those franchisees a lot quicker because of all that experience that's come over the years since I very first started.